to get into that. So now we're going to go through this menu pretty quick because there's a lot of things in here. A lot of them are duplicates. A lot of them are just stuff that you're going to need at specific times when you're calling in your information. Of course, the top is always your back. The next one's going to be the phone in button. That's the information you're going to give them if they ask you to call in. The first one up here, of course, is back. And as we go through here, this has, and get it to scroll for you, therapy hours 148.2. That's Pappy's personal, and then down at the next one here, that's blower hours. You notice they match. The other thing that they have is days of these are compliance days. Compliance days are days greater than 4 hours. So that's pretty much the standard. If you notice here, I have 19 days in this machine. I did have I was sick in the middle of it, so this day isn't exactly accurate, but those are the days that, hey, I was sick. And if you watch that video on the announcement, hey, I look like a pile of covers, and I felt that way too. So so we go down from here, and now we have more compliance information. There's your compliance check number. And there's nothing really underneath that one. So, and then we get to the bottom, and if you see right there, we have back again. So that'll take us back to this. This is again the info menu. It doesn't take you back all the way. So compliance VIC. I thought that's actually what we're on, but these menus look pretty much the same. Start day. That's blanked out. I don't really know why this is blanked out. Quite frankly, I've explored a bunch, and I haven't seen why they would have that blanked out. Let me get back in there, keep it from timing out. Days over 4, again, that's blanked out. That's duplicate from the other thing. A check code 00. This is just a lot of this is going to be compliance stuff. So therapy hours, again, those are days greater than 4 hours. So you have a 7-day average. So this is my average time is 6 hours and 54 minutes. And over the last 30 days, my average time's been 724. So, and you're going to see a lot of this duplicate stuff. Days greater than 4 hours. So 7 days, over the last 7 days, there's been 6 days, and over the last 30 days, I haven't had this machine for 30 days yet, so, don't think that, I'm not doing my stuff. 30 days, that's 19 out of 30 days. So large leak, this right here will give you another average, a 7-day average. Notice it's in percentages, okay, and also a 30-day average in percentages as well. So as we move down, now this is going to be the most important number here, your AHI number. Now if you don't see this in the manuals, because in the clinician section they can turn off this display. I don't know why they would want to do that, but if you see it in there, hey, select it. I mean, this is the heart of what your therapy is. So you see your 7-day average, notice mine's 0.3, hey, that's pretty good. Anything under 5 is going to be great on that. A 30-day average, 0.5, notice it's falling, I was sick. Hey, it just keeps getting better and better for me. So here we go. Periodic breathing. Now, here's where I want to mention a few things about what periodic breathing is, because not a lot of people are going to be familiar with this. In here, you do have the 7-day average, again, a percentage, and a 30-day average, a percentage. Now, periodic breathing, what is that? And, I'm just going to dance this thing while I talk. Periodic breathing, I'm going to butcher, actually pronouncing this, so, apologies ahead of time. Kind-Stokes. Name for the 2 doctors who discovered it and wrote about it. You see it a few times. If you've had, God forbid, a loved one die, and you were there in the final moments, hey, they were into periodic breathing or Kind-Stokes breathing. That's very common, at that stage of life. It's also common with congestive heart failure. Also, if you've had a stroke or traumatic brain injury, that number will start to show up. Generally, and read a disclaimer on this again. Hey, this isn't good for medical advice. If you see it climbing and you start to get around 5%, that's time to address that. If you see it climbing and you're still concerned, hey, my guess is, hey, if you're concerned, hey, go get with your physician about it. Okay, 5% isn't a hard rule. If you start to see the thing climbing, trending up, hey, go get yourself seen, because there might be something else going on there. The other thing that I've heard that can actually affect this is, if you have a tumor in that area of the brain, hey, this ain't good stuff. So hey, you start to see that thing climb, don't let it freak you out, but go and talk with your physician about it. So here we are back at the front menu. Okay, and you can always tell that the patient's area, because they'll have the therapy up here. In the clinician section, it's going to look different, but it's still going to have that 4 outlay. So this is the very, 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 very heart of this. Okay, so now we're in the setup tab. So we see our traditional back. Okay, our C-flex setting, you can set that in here. Unlike the other area with the demo, it's not going to turn your machine on to set it here. This would be the only place. Like I said, it doesn't have buttons like the M to set that, so this is the only place you can set your C-flex setting. Again, all the C-flexes, regular C-flex and C-flex plus, they're 1 to 3. So when you select that, you'll be able to dial through that. They've left that there for you. They're putting a lot more stuff in to let the patients do. Hey, that's a good thing. So humidifier, it'll allow you to set it here. That's what you'll see when you first turn it on. It'll start at 3. So then you can adjust it from there. I'm not really sure if it starts from. It does start where you adjusted it last, and I don't know if it's that number. There's it timing out again. I don't know if it's that number or whether it's where you left off with your dial the previous night. But you have some control there. So ramp start, like I said, if this is enabled if you're enabled you're able in the patient's menu to select your ramp start. Now, why would you select a ramp start other than 4? Well, sometimes 4 isn't sufficient, and when you start and you hit ramp and you feel like you're not able to catch your breath, okay, go ahead and bump that up. This will go from 4 to 10. And it'll allow you to start a little bit higher. I wish they would have actually gone higher with it. If you're up pushing the max of this machine and you're up 16, 17, 18, and you're starting at 10, you're going to feel like you're starting at 4 again. And let's get the focus back. So here's another area. If this is enabled, this right here, what this is it says System 1 resistance. And with System 1 resistance, oops, here we go again. With System 1 resistance, what that has in it is if you have different CPAP masks, those come with a rating, and it'll be 1x through 5x about what your System 1 resistance setting should be. Now, this is another feature, and it's not necessarily a comfort feature, but if you use different CPAP masks, or you're going to be using different CPAP masks, if you have a full face, you have a nasal mask, you have a nasal pillow, and you're going to bounce between them, this setting here is going to allow you to get the same therapy, irregardless of what mask you're using. So this right here can be enabled in the clinician's menu. They can make it so that you can either see it by setting a setting to see it or not see it, and modify it by setting the setting either to 0 or to 1x through 5x, or they can make it so that you can see it, you can see what it is, and you can see that it's locked by using a lock feature in the clinician's menu. So if you don't see this, it's not enabled. If you see a little padlock by it, it's because it's locked. I just want you to know that those things are there so that you can request that be changed if you have CPAP masks. And if they won't change it for you, I'll tell Pappy, you've got a little advice for you. Here's what you tell them. Tell them, listen, I just ordered 5 CPAP masks, and I intend to try each one every different night. So when I need to change that number, ask them if they can call their on-call person to come out and change it before you go to bed every single night. So that'll get you some response. And just being practical. Hey, I like it. When they leave something like this open. This is, it's not, I want to say it's my choice, but hey, I enjoy the liberty of being able to adjust this, and the liberty, if you don't have this if you don't have the access to adjust this, basically it's going to hamstring you as to what mask you're going to use that night. You're going to have to go with what this is set at, and you won't have a choice to change that setting. So let me scroll down a little bit. That was called System 1 resistance. I keep wanting to call it pressure. If I call it pressure, it's resistance. Okay, so auto on right here. This right here, that's what, when you put your mask on, the machine isn't running. It'll sense your breathing. The System 1s do it faster than the M.